Hi there, we meet back again. This time I am in Taleigao, standing here next to this mural behind me. Do you know what is so important about this mural? It tells you the story about how the people of Taleigao gave the rice to the starving sailors of Alphonse de Albuquerque when he was asked or literally thrown out from Goa by the forces of Adil Shah. Here we can see a boat and a canoe with people climbing up with rice. It has an amazing story and a festival that has been created after this particular thing. It is called as the Konkani Fest. We'll be getting this for you when we are doing the festivals part of it. But today, why are we here in Taleigao? Ladies and gentlemen, we have been trying to get to you the lesser known or unseen parts of heritage of Goa. Goa is beautiful, and the more you try to find about it, the more beautiful it is. Today we are in Taleigao because the same aim that we have, the people of Taleigao have come forward and they are celebrating a festival called as Taleigao Daiz or our heritage. It goes with our program My Goem. Remember, whenever you want to know about my program, all you have to remember is My Goem, a thumbs up over your heart, because it's close to our heart. Goa is close to our heart. We will go around and we will see. Now they have gone to a lot of pains to put up this particular program here. But why we want to carry this in My Goem is because there are certain aspects of cuisine, certain aspects of the utensils that are displayed in the kitchen, which nowadays are going beyond the sense of time. So a time has come to take you around this festival called as Taleigao Daiz, being promoted by the people of Taleigao, and let us see what we get to see over there. Maybe these particular things are in your house, but you may not have known what is the importance of this. So let us take a walk and see what is there in Taleigao Daiz. And what you will be seeing is the Casa De Pau Hall behind me over here, built in 1961, in August 1961. So, as we pass by, watch the mural and watch the historic Casa De Pau Hall. Let's go inside. From Casa De Pau Hall, I have now come into the church, one of the most historic church in Goa, dedicated to the Archangel Saint Michael. You can see how beautiful the altar is. It has got so many beautiful decor over here. It has got a pulpit, it has got a choir balcony, and the atmosphere here is very serene. And the Taleigao Daiz festival is being held in the yard or in the porch right next to this church. So you can see, you have a reason to come here and see the church of Taleigao. now that we have seen the church, the pulpit and the choir balcony, let us head for the festival. Let's see what they have in store for us. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the alwarad, where earlier it is to go in the villages and wake up the people, inviting them for any festival that happens in a village. So here you have an alwarad going around telling the people that, hey guys, there is a Daiz or a heritage festival and we are come to invite you. So let me go over there also. Here I am at Taleigao, where the festival, the heritage or Untitled Daiz is being celebrated over here. Now you find me wearing this thing called as the kondo. Why I am wearing it is because if we have to just leave it there, then you will not be able to understand what this is. This is called as the kondo, the first basic thing required for farming in the rainy season. You wear it this way and then you bend down and you don't get wet. So that is what this is all about. So here I am going to start off from the farming implements that have been displayed over here. So let's put this back. After seeing the kondo, you will know how natural material was used in place of today's raincoats, because this could allow them to bend and not get tired or not get wet. Next to that, you can see a stick that has been tied across two kenklis, what we call as kenklis, or Y, or forks over here. And below that, you can see that this is a mat made out of bamboo. This is called as the hatro. And on that, you can see that rice grains have been kept on top. Now, why has this been kept over here? The reason is, after the harvest is done, you have heard about the Konkani fest celebrated widely in here in Taleigao. After the harvest, this is kept on the hatro, and then somebody goes on the other side and keeps on stamping this so that the grain separates from the twig. So then afterwards comes the storage part of it. But one more thing I need to show you. In farming, there are different tools that have been used over the centuries. And the most important of that is the plow. Now you can see this stick which flattens the ground. Here is a plow that literally makes the soil very airy, helps them to plant, and next to that is the ladder, the beautiful ladder that helps us climb. Many of us climb the wall of success. As I am talking to you now, you can hear the bell of the church ringing. This is Angelus. After we saw this thing about the farming tools and how they do farming, you see me standing here next to this pyramid over here. Remember one thing, that earlier generations, basically, they used natural material to preserve and to use the thing. Now what you see over here are coconut leaves which have been made into a tripod or a pyramid with a pot on top of this. What could this be hiding? Earlier, salt was not available in packets. It would be coming around in bullock carts and people had to buy the stock and keep it. Now if you stored it in the house, the whole ground would be wet. So what they did was, they used a container, filled it up with sand and kept it outside the house. Now if it was kept in the rain, the salt would get wet. So they covered it up with this, the coconut leaves, and the hole that remained on top was covered up with this pot. Now I must bring to your notice one more thing. In Goan houses, because the roofs are three different shapes, on top they used to cover that hole either with a policeman that was saluting or with a cock. That is the reason. It is not just for decorative purpose, it is for usage. So here the pot is covering the hole on top. But would they have to take the entire thing out to remove the salt? No. They came up with another ingenious idea. What they made a hole over here, and inside they put a spoon made out of bamboo and coconut, and they didn't have to remove the entire thing, so they would take it, put it inside and take out the salt. Salty. Now you know how the people of Goa stored the salt which they could use for the whole season. One day I will take you and show you how they make the salt in the salt pans with the seawater. When I walk over here in this festival area that was there, I was so privileged to meet one of my most beloved teachers from college. She is more known for her book on Abe Faria. Her name is teacher Isabel Santarita Vaz. Good evening, teacher.
Very good evening, Sanjeev. Thank you very much.
Teacher, it was a privilege to see you amongst this thing that is happening. You have taught us and many other contemporaries and youngsters and seniors to me. How do you think, teacher, that this type of festivals, which is promoting the intangible heritage of Goa, is going to benefit? Because whatever we hear from you is going to enthuse this young gentleman here to come forward and do a lot of festivals like this.
I feel privileged that I'm in a very small way part of this very wonderful initiative, and I have been going around and looking at some of the artifacts, and I'm carried back to my own childhood, and many of those things I have seen them
At work.
And I said to myself, people who are old those of my generation are lucky, because the younger people have never seen this.
Yes.
And one of the, I think, major aims of this festival is to document these wonderful, not just artifacts, but activities and our traditions, so that the young and the young to come,
Yes.
in the years ahead and the centuries ahead, will know something about our collective
Effort.
culture.
Yes. Okay.
So it's really wonderful.
Coming from my teacher, I think it's a lesson for all of us. So, next time you have an opportunity to come and view these things, please do that. But before that, I'm going to ask her one more thing. Teacher, there are stalls over here selling food. You must have seen some names put up over there. Have you eaten all those things?
Fortunately for me, I have eaten some of those things, because the people of my generation didn't go out for fast foods. The foods that we ate were cooked by our mothers and aunts and grandmothers, and the flavors and the fragrances, they were all part of those foods. And some of those things that are so even visually beautiful, I have written about in my place. For instance, the onions that hang over the stove. Pink chandeliers, I call them.
That's a nice name.
Such a wonderful thing, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you what teacher calls as the pink chandelier. Let's go down there and see the pink chandelier. What you see behind, next to me over here, this is called as the kodo. Now, whenever they separated the rice from the stalks, they had to store it somewhere. They couldn't just leave it around the place. So they created this of bamboos, coated it with husk, and they stored rice inside here. This is called as the kodo. So the rice was put inside and it was stored. When we came over here, we saw a lady, well-dressed lady, in a very traditional attire, holding a stick, and there was some rice over there. We also found a very elderly gentleman from Taleigao, Mr. Coleman Vegas. Let's ask him what this lady is doing. Coleman Bab, what is this lady doing? तांदूळ
तांदूळ कोता
म्हणजे बाहेर ताजे हस्क आसा तें काढून
कोस कोर काडून दोन कोर तांबडी हा तेवूय काडटा आनी वायट कोड भाताची हा तेवूय काडटा आनी मागीर तांदूळ वायट करप क्लीन करप सारके
ओके
मेलीन व्हरपाचें आनी गरज ना सोमते घरा तुवें शीत करूंक जाता
डायरेक्ट मुसळानसून काडून दोळे जाता Now what Mr. Coleman is trying to tell us over here is you don't have to go to the mill to polish the rice, to dehusk it. All you can do is put it inside over here and keep on hammering this with this pestle, what we call in Goa as a mussel. In Chandor there is a dance called a Mussel Dance, and the rice becomes clean on its own. This festival at Taleigao has become so good that we have the MLA of Taleigao over here practicing on the old art of the mussel. Next time, this is an invite for you. Please come to Taleigao. When they were using this pestle or the mussel, these ladies that you see over here, first of all, they had a very good exercise for their arms. And what the United Nations is trying to save, the intangible heritage, they would sing a song called as the Ovi. And we will hear this Ovi from these ladies as they are pulverizing the rice. Here we go.
Tiani Atu Dora Chogule Tuyani.
This OV comes to you from Shali Kukalkar, Kalyan Kukalkar and Sarita Kukalkar. Big thank you to them because they are trying to preserve the intangible heritage of Goa of singing while doing work. So next time you do work, you also sing. Maybe you'll create an intangible heritage. These days, you see a lot of women folk going to the gym. But do you know that there was a time in the past, the works that you did in your own house in the form of grinding, of trying to dehusk the rice or grating a coconut, which is happening behind me, you needed a lot of effort to put that, and they enjoyed it. They sang songs. Now here you can see that they are grinding on a grinding stone or a date rice into powder, and what they are going to do, there are two stones which are grinding the rice which they put inside over here. They put the rice over here, and they have a handle which they keep on turning. They put the rice there, and the powdered rice falls down from here. But they enjoyed that particular work, and you can hear them singing the OV over here also. You saw her just tightening the handle.
Abulancho jalage pachu pana ida poilo boman kelo amche dotore maigu poilo boman kelo amche dotore maigu patwana ida ge abulancho jalo dusro boman kelo amche gamaigu dusro boman kelo amche.
See how beautifully rhyming with the rounds taken over there. You could also sing when you are doing your exercise or doing your homework. But remember one thing, here you have got one granite piece, another granite piece, and what she is doing right now, she is hammering that because that thing becomes weak. So here you have got strong arms. Keep your mixer aside. Start using the date. Good exercise for your hands and good exercise for your throat too. Goans cannot make their food without the coconut. Whether it's the coconut oil or the grated coconut, we like to have our cuisine made with grated coconut because we have a lot of coconut palms over here. And here next to me, I see a lady grating a coconut. What she is doing actually is she has broken the coconut into half, and
as you may be aware, she has been writing.
There is a very sharp pointed piece over here. This is called as the adori, and she is grating that on this, making it into very nice grated coconut. See, this is the same grated coconut used in all the dishes we are going to show you, made in Goa. Let us thank Suman Shirvaikar because they are carrying forward an intangible heritage. They are carrying forward for the years to come. You can see the rogado and the fator, and what they are doing basically is they are not using the mixer. They are grinding the masala which they make into some of the fantastic dishes. You have the shakuti, you have the vindalus, we have got sorpatels, we have got n number of things. But if you want to eat the food of Goa, then you have to come to Goa. And in Goa, you can get some of the finest varieties of cuisine, all cooked initially on the fator, on the rogado, and on the wan, and rice that was dehusked with the mussel. So Goa is one place where we are trying our best to maintain the tangible and intangible heritage that have been passed down to us by generations of the past. Today is a time when we talk about spaghetti, we are talking about noodles. But did you know that there was a time in Goa where sweet potatoes and even flour was used to make noodles which we called as chevios. We made sweets out of it, we made food out of it, and we dried it. But before that, they were squeezed out of the sugar and out came wonderful tasting noodles or chevios. Let's look at what Mrs. Rosario is doing over here. This is the chevigo. She has put in a lot of